Okay, today we're taking a look at adding optional ornaments to the John Mellencamp song "Small Town." That sort of box progression that begins the song as the intro and then goes through the verse. Adding ornaments generally means that we're going to put some kind of a riff in some portion of it. Not always, but most of the time that option is in the back half, in the very end of the riff, much like you would put a drum fill in at the end of a fourth bar or eighth bar. So the song is Capo on the Second Fret, and this is a way to sort of differentiate your playing from beginners, because beginners, for the most part, we think about beginners as just hanging on to basic chords, not usually looking for extra challenge. If they can just get the basic chords down, that's generally enough to ask for. But we head into being intermediate and advanced guitar players. We're looking at adding fancier, some ornaments, some extra riffs to our chord playing that give it some dimension, and it helps the listener differentiate us from beginners. It's one of the elements anyway. So we have this G, D, and C2. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the 3 and 4 and that we would play this D for and 4 and, we're going to put a riff in the place of that D chord. These aren't in the song, they're just options that we can use for the song. So the first one that we're going to put in the 3 and 4 and is going to be on the 5th string, hammer on from open to 2, going to play the open on the 4th string, 2 on the 4th string, and then open on the 3rd string. So that's going to be like that. Open 2, hammer on the 5th string, open on the 4th string, 2nd fret on the 4th string, open on the 3rd string. So we add that to the end, it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and. Which adds a dimension to that. Now we might not use it for all of them. We might go back and forth between the D and that. That would sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. And then we begin, the singing part begins. And we can also alternate between other riffs that we're going to learn. So the second riff, same frame, G, G, D, 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 C, 2. And this one we're going to take our second finger, slide from on the 3rd string, 2nd fret to the 4th string. With our second finger, 1st finger is going to play that 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Then we're going to come down here without sliding back down, and we're going to do on the 3rd string a 2 open pull off to the 2 on the 4th string. So that riff is going to sound like this. Really conventional riff, but really sounds good in this context. Slide. All that, the rest of it's done with that second finger. So let's put it in the context of the chord progression. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and then 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and you put a D on the last one. So I did 3 of them and then I put a D in the last one. I liked it. I thought it sounded pretty good. All right, so number 3, we're gonna the third riff. Third riff is 2 open pull off on the 3rd string. And then 2 on the 4th string. So 2 open on the 3rd string, pull off to 2. Then we stay on 2 and do a 2 open pull off on the 4th string, and then a 2 on the 5th string. So 2 open 3rd string to 2 on the 4th string. Repick the 2 on the 4th string to the open, pull off to the open, and then 2 on the 5th string. So it's going to be like that. So let's put it in context. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 4, 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and we begin to the verse part. So that's riff number 3. Riff number 4. So this is, we're going to play the first finger on the first fret of the second string with the open of the third string. We're going to play those together and then repick that with the first finger off, the 2 opens, and then second fret of the third string with the open of the fourth string, and then open third string and fourth string. So this could be played really in a tidy way or a sloppy way. If it was tidy, it would be sound like this. So that's exactly what's written. If we play it a little bit sloppier, so I'm not worrying about what strings I hit. I'm just kind of playing from that string, like whatever string down. It'll sound like this. 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's a nice sounding riff. Okay, so number 5, we have the fourth string and third string, and that's going to be the open fourth string and third string, and we're going to hammer on the second fret to the fourth string, and then the opens again, fourth string and third string. Then we're going to move to the fifth string and fourth string, hammering on open to 2 to the fifth string, like that. And so that'll sound in context like this: 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we can begin. So like I said, we can mix and match those and put them together. That might sound like this: 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And if you're playing an intro for a singer, it'll say on the chart, you play it 4 times, you play it 8 times. What commonly happens is the singer will kind of cue you as to when they're ready to go. So you might play that over and over again till they get their breath straightened around, and they, if they're a little bit nervous, if they're new at performing. So you might want to have a bunch of riffs handy to add some interest to that intro while the listener's kind of getting set up. I've seen singers, take their microphone off the stand, and then it's wound up on the mic stand, and they've got to get that figured out. There's sometimes they say something into the mic and it doesn't make a sound, but you're already playing the intro, and you've got to play that intro until all of that sort of solves itself. The singer gets straightened around and then is ready to go. So good to have them around, but they also make the song sound a lot more interesting. Okay, go and enjoy.